I have started the chapter on 360 degree feedback, Hurconomics of 360 degree feedback, with a very interesting example of the cost of a smile. In this, I have practically outlined the change that has occurred in the behavior of a senior vice president commercial of a company as a result of 360 degree feedback. This particular manager was known to be a very honest, very sincere, very loyal, very meticulous, and very hardworking vice president commercial, a chartered accountant. No mistake escaped his attention, added a lot of financial value, got promoted every 2 years, and was found to be the youngest vice president commercial in this company. But the problem with this particular gentleman was his the style of management was very coercive and style of very autocratic, and quite often resulted in low morale and high turnover of people who worked with him. As a result of his style, without his knowing, uh, people started cursing him and complaining a lot to the HR department. Finally, on difficulty, the HR manager was able to sponsor him for a 360 degree program. And in the 360 degree feedback program, the individual discovered that while he is appreciated for a number of things that he is doing, he is not at all liked in terms of his style. And he is considered as inhuman, coercive, autocratic, creates tension, and while people learn a bit with him, the cost they have to pay for learning is very high and things like that. And the most significant feedback that he got during the 360 degree feedback was that he treats human beings as numbers, machines, and does not even smile, is not even informal, and things like that. This feedback shook him, and on return from the 360 degree feedback program, for a few days I'm told he was quite disappointed and depressed, but soon took charge of the feedback that he got and started doing a number of things differently. I think 6 months later, he has made such a great kind of an impact. People felt that everyone else in the company should go through a 360 degree program. And they said that he now smiles. That is the most important change they observed. Not only he smiles, he informally has coffee and tea with them, and he asks for their views, and then he encourages them. He says good things now, and as a result, they started enjoying working with him. 3 years later, he became the CEO of the company, the managing director of the company, and created a participative culture. And his company topped in a benchmarking survey a list of some 60 other kind of companies for the kind of positive organizational climate they were able to create. All this happened with one 360 degree feedback. At that time, the cost of sponsoring this person for this program was 10,000 rupees, which included a 3-day workshop. Now it may be about 3 to 4 times. I'm talking of a story about 15 years ago. Today it may be a little more, but 50,000 rupees or even more is worth investing on providing the feedback to a senior leader who can leverage his own or her own kind of strengths, and also work on 1 or 2 areas where he or she could improve and enlarge his impact. Now imagine, with a small investment, what a wonderful change that can be brought out. And all that it meant in this particular case is a smile. It cost the company 10,000 rupees to get him to smile, but I think what the company got is millions and millions in return of getting a humane kind of a managing director, who in turn, I think, infatuated other people with his own humanity and style and things like this. This is the power of 360 degree feedback. I'm sure you can read this chapter in Hurconomics about 360 degree feedback. I've talked quite a bit, so I'm making this a short talk on 360 degree feedback, Hurconomics of 360 degree feedback.